onto lying down and just make this big starfish shape. Take up some space. We have this huge, giant, beautiful ballroom. So allow yourself to take up space and begin to imagine breathing in and out through the center of your belly. So drawing breath in through the belly button and out through the belly button. And if that feels way too off the wall, just skip it. But notice, if you can, as you inhale, this expansion of your body all the way out through the fingertips and toes. Maybe it's very slight. Maybe you have to help it along to just notice. And then as you exhale, everything comes back into center, softens in. And then inhale, everything expands. Exhale, everything softens. Inhale and expand. Exhale and soften. And maybe now begin to invite this same breath to be a color. So maybe I really like iridescence or white light. Just see if you can see that flowing in through the belly button and expanding through your whole center. Out through the shoulders, down through the hips, and exhale, softening. And we'll see this light continue to grow and brighten as we inhale again, flowing down the legs and out the feet. And exhale, soften. And then once more, breathing in through the belly button and flow that light breath all the way up through the head and the hands, the arms. And just be here in this expansive space, this receiving space. Be with the breath, flowing in and out, allowing the breath to massage the body from the inside out. Allowing this idea of lightness or iridescence to illuminate every corner of your body, every cell nourished, made whole. So simply be for a couple more breaths here. Soaking in this moment, soaking in this breath. Just 2 more breaths here. And now on your next exhalation, simply gather the knees into the chest one at a time and wrap your hands around the front of the shins. Just take a rocking side to side. And then bring the hands to the tops of the knees and allow some big circles with the knees. They can be in the same direction or opposite if you like, it doesn't matter. And now we'll reverse the direction. Feeling into that massage for the low back and maybe the hips if you roll far to the sides. And then let's gather the ankles to cross. Hold on to the long edges of the feet. Take a moment to lift the feet up toward the ceiling with just the ankles crossed and then pull the feet down toward the body. Only as far as feels good. You can flex the ankles a little bit so we don't go any farther than is needed and rock a little bit more. And then we'll release that lift up, cross the ankles in the opposite direction, hold on to the long edges of the feet, and let your arms stretch. So press the feet all the way up into the hands as far as they'll go. So now you'll notice you may be balancing on the mid-back. You can rock a little bit side to side. Gently, you might fall over to one side, that's okay. Be like a kid and let it be. Let it be silly, push the feet up into the hands, and then pull the feet down close to the body once more. Nice hug, and then we'll begin to rock from up in the shoulders to down in the hips. So massaging the spine all the way from up in the shoulders to down in the hips until you rock yourself up to seated. Take your time and play with the idea of balancing on your sits bones as you arrive. You know I love that. Yeah. Bring your hair a lot of the time. And if you can come up to balance on the sits bones, unwind the feet, take a hold of the big toes, and begin to just lift the feet out, push the feet into the hands into the feet, stretch the arms, and we'll let the thighs drop out to the side. So knees can stay bent or straight if you're ready for that. And then play with straightening the legs, maybe, maybe not. Big stretch. Let the thighs become more heavy. And then we'll draw them back into center cobbler's pose, soles of feet together. Hold on to the feet and pull your heart forward. So feel that stretch in the inner groin as we lengthen forward. So try not to round into the fold. Instead, lengthen through the crown of the head, draw your shoulders back and down, elbows back, pull yourself forward. Maybe elbows press into the tops of the legs and we press out toward the knees, not down, we press out. Or we press them into the fronts of the shins and we pull our heart forward even more. Be with this stretch, a few more breaths, imagining this length from the pubis to the crown of the head. Keep a length in your neck as well. And just for fun today, we usually don't do this. We're going to revisit some of the big poses from last week at the very beginning of class. Just for fun. And so let's come up, sit back on your mat, extend your right leg out in front, bring your left leg in toward the sits pose. Wrap your right elbow around the left knee, come into a twist. We'll see, I don't even know if this is possible. Isn't that fun? Look over your left shoulder and lengthen through the crown of the head. It seems like it should be. Let's find out. Together. So we're going to rise into figure 4 pose from here. Rather than last week we did it from standing a lot, and that seems to frustrate people because there's a lot of falling over. And that's okay. Falling over is cool because if you never try anything you've never tried before, you'll never try anything new. Well, I guess that stands to reason. So as you gaze over the left shoulder, take one more deep breath into the twist. And then we'll come to center. Press your hands into the floor and rise up onto, walk your hands forward, rise up onto sitting on your left heel. It's a lot. It's a lot. Maybe bring your, let's not do this quite yet. Let's see how this feels right here and just see if we can even get here. This is a big calf smash. That can be plenty. Now let's sit back down. Walk this forward a little bit more. Bring your right ankle to the top of your left knee. Press the hands into the floor behind you. Roll your shoulders back, lift your heart, look up, stay here. Let the right thigh become heavy, heavy, heavy. So we want to square off, right? So if the knee's coming in, that's okay. Just let it take its time to soften away. Keep nice long arms as you're looking up. And then maybe we walk the foot a little bit closer. Push the hands into the floor behind you and maybe not, right? Maybe not walk that foot closer. So let this right thigh stretch, stretch, stretch. And maybe not. Walk the foot a little bit closer. See if it's possible. Maybe you need more of a bend in the elbow. That's okay. Just keep the spine long. Even if the arms don't go all the way straight. So my arms go straight, my tail's going to come off the floor. So I'm going to bend my elbows, roll my shoulders back. Still get a little more stretch in the legs this way. Now you know where we're going. Maybe not. And then let's go ahead and unwind the right leg for a moment. Stretch it straight out. Let's come back, walking the hands forward. Come to sitting on that heel. And if that's crazy for you, just skip it. We won't stay in this play very long, I promise. So we can rest our fingers on the floor and play with the idea of bringing the right ankle up onto the left knee. Maybe not. This is as far as we're going to go today. We won't even fool with all of that standing balance we did last week. Just a play. And when you're ready, unwind and sit back. And we'll switch legs. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. We're just playing. It's good to find some places where we can have some success inside of these kinds of poses. So left elbow. And if you're not feeling success, wrap your right hand around behind you. Redefine your meaning of success. Rolling your right shoulder open. Look over the right shoulder. Feel into this twist. Success is showing up. It's a big deal. Very big deal. How many people do you know and love that maybe would benefit from being here today and aren't? Not to judge, but just to notice. Showing up is half the battle. And on your next exhalation, we'll unwind. And let's walk ourselves forward. Just sit on that right heel. Let the left leg be straight. Give it a big calf smash. This is lots already, right? Big stretch, big smash. It would be fantastic as blocks, right? Blocks. can start using props. We need to start using props more. Sitting back, and then we'll plant that, let's see, right, I just switched around. Right foot on the floor, and we're gonna bring our left ankle up to the right knee. So only come as far as feels good. If you want to keep it straight to start, that's perfect. Then just bring it up a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, till it comes to the ground. Root down into the arms behind you, roll the shoulders open, keep a nice long spine. So try not to collapse because it's a lot to get here. Deep breath into the nose, out through the mouth, big sigh. Walk that foot back a little bit. And this can be like a plenty. This can be like a delicious stretch. Just stay here if the rest of this feels like nonsense to you today. Just stay right here and play with this stretch. It's a lot of the same benefits as Pigeon Pose, which a lot of people, it's in the top 3 favorites of yoga poses. Walk your foot back. Playing with the depth for you. Maybe bend those elbows to draw the shoulders back, heart open. Front body, and then go up to the right knee. Maybe, maybe not. So your heel's totally up in your, very grounding pose. And hang out. Good job trying. I'm so proud of you for trying. It's brilliant. One more breath only. Someday we'll be here with our arms lifted, right? Our hands will be floating. Yeah, that's right. Give it a go. One, maybe no. All right, unwind and we'll come back. Now what's super great is, let's sit tall in Sukhasana and just shake your arms, shake that off. We're gonna forget all about that pose. Bring your hands up top, right hand to left wrist, take a little side bend right here in Sukhasana. Inhale, release. Right hand to left wrist, little side bend. Easy does it, coming to center. From here, let's bring the legs around behind and come up into table pose. From your table pose, let's ease into a few cat-cows. Belly button towards spine, chin toward chest. Inhale, belly toward the earth, lift head and tail. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Keep breathing into your cat and cow. Few more rounds. And yoke yourself to breath. So see if you can get lost in this movement. Just feeling the breath flowing, feeling the spine undulating back and forth. And then, as you're ready, let's rock your weight a little side to side. If you have any knee issues, it can be great to bend your mat over underneath your knees here. If not, let's lift our right foot up behind us as if we're holding a platter of something delicious on top of that right foot. So peek back and see if you got it flat because it's really hard to feel into where that is in space. And then rooting into both hands, exhale, knee toward nose round. Inhale, lift it up, push it high. Exhale, round. Inhale, push. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and hold. So root into your hands, lengthen. So it's easy to kind of dip your chin and your heart toward the earth here. See if you can keep that elongated so that you're drawing your heart up to that space between the scapulas. Thigh, that right thigh, we want to keep sort of parallel to the earth if possible. And now from here, rock your way a little bit side to side in your hands. We're going to lift up our left arm, reach it around behind, take a hold of the foot. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it won't reach. Maybe you can't even find it, and that's okay. Perfectly okay. You do you, boo. See if you can get down to the ankle and maybe flex the ankle, push the ankle into the hand into the ankle, open across the heart. You can let that turn you a little bit. Maybe you want to look up if your balance feels okay. Maybe you want to keep your gaze on the floor and just turn your head, see what that's like. Lift, 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 and exhale, release. Rock your weight side to side. Big toes together, knees apart, sink back into a child's pose. Let your hips sink toward your heels first. Push forward on the floor. Round your back, almost like cat pose, and then scoop forward and bring your forehead to the ground. Elongating the front body. Fingertips come together above your head. Take a deep breath in. And sigh it out. Reaching your hands back to the ground, spread your fingertips really, really wide and root the hands down, rise back up into table pose. Rocking your weight side to side, checking in to see if you want to roll your mat over for your knees once more. Tucking your toes or not. From here, we'll lift the left leg. Maybe in that parallel to the earth. You can be back underneath, see if your thigh is parallel to the earth, and look up over top, see if the foot is flexed, and have that nice platter of canapes. Maybe, I don't know what's on platter. And lengthen from the tail through the crown. And draw your heart into that space between the scapulas. So see if you can notice that collapse. Soften in the shoulders, your heart and your chin come more toward the floor. If you press down more on the arms, think about drawing your heart up toward the spine. It's more power, you've got more power in the pose and more structure. So from here, let's exhale. Left knee toward nose round. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift it up. With breath, continue a few more. And last one, lift it high. We'll rock our weight a little bit in our hands to get used to the idea of lifting the right hand and then float that right hand back toward the left foot. So you can get down to the ankle. If not, the big toe's perfect. You decide. You get to the ankle, flex that foot once more. Push the foot, the ankle into the hand into the ankle. Maybe roll that right shoulder open to the right. Maybe journey your gaze up, lifting that thigh again toward parallel with the earth. Big stretch. Big stretch. And one more breath. Exhaling when you're ready, release. From here, turn the toes under, walk your hands 3 or 4 inches forward. Looking at your hands, middle fingers pointing straight forward, and all your fingers are radiating out, just like that starfish shape we were in the beginning. Tuck in the toes under, lift the knees, and press your chest back towards your thighs. Sink the heels down. Allow the spine to lengthen. Allow the tension in the legs to simply be there, if that's where it is for you. One more breath. Bend your right knee deeply, sink the left heel. Inhale up high to the tiptoes, sink both heels. Bend the left knee deeply, sink the right heel. Inhale up high to the tiptoes and exhale, sink both heels. On your next exhalation, sink the heels even more, and then inhale, lift the heels, let that ripple forward through the body, pulling you up into plank pose. From your plank pose, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Skip these if you like. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Last one, lower half. Inhale, lift the heart, upward dog. Press into the tops of the feet. Cobra's perfect too. Shoulders roll back, heart reaches forward, crown of the head reaches toward the sky. And we're gonna stay here for one more breath. Exhale, think about where your toes are and begin to roll through them all the way back to down dog. Find your breath again. So notice it flowing in and out. Notice it gently moving the body. Feel free to rock your hips a little side to side with the movement of the breath. On your inhalation, sail your right leg up into the sky. Sink the left heel. Now bend the right knee, stack the hip. Sink the left heel. Next exhalation, reach the right foot up between the hands. If it lands back farther, take hold of it with your hand, help it out, so that the ankle is below the knee. Or behind. The knee can be behind the ankle, just not in front of the ankle. So once you get here, let's draw our left knee to the ground, lift up, low lunge. Back bend or not, your choice. Can be straight up and down, can be back bending. Let it be yours. And then exhale, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand to low back. Roll the right shoulder open. Let's find a twist right here. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press the hands together, maybe turn. Smooth out the breath. Broad across the collarbones. On an exhalation, let's look down at the floor, set the hands down, lift the left knee and step back to plank. From your plank pose, take push-ups or skip them. Here we go. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Elbows draw back toward the waist as you lower. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. I'm rushing them a little bit. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog. That was some seriously quick breath. And then when you get to upward dog, take a pause. Press into the tops of the tops of the feet. Roll the shoulders back. Now think about where your toes are. Begin to press into the tops of the feet and shift yourself all the way back to downward dog by rolling through the toes. Sink the heels. Once more, bend the right knee toward the left. Inhale up onto the tiptoes. Sink both heels and left knee toward the right. Inhale up onto the tiptoes and sink the heels. From here, left foot reaches up into the sky, really high, three-legged down dog. Right heel sinks, and then we bend that left knee, stack the hip. Inhale, begin to send that left foot up between the hands. Help it out if you need to. And once you arrive, we'll draw the right knee to the ground, rise in our low lunge, upward reaching high, either straight up and down or add the back foot, your choice. On an exhalation, let's bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand to the back, and come into a twist. Right elbow sinks toward the left knee. Hands come together and we can root down. Twist, twist, twist. Keep the neck long wherever you've set your gaze. And then turn the gaze to the floor. Set the hands down. And lift the right knee. From here, we'll step back to plank. Now, push-ups can be fun if you like them. They can be horrible if you don't. So you decide. On your exhalation, we'll lower half. Press to the top. Exhale, lower half. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, half. And top. Last time, we lower half. Draw the heart forward, upward dog. Stay for a breath. Think about where your toes are. Press into the tops of the feet. Begin to curl the toes and roll through to downward facing dog. Release all the weight of your head. Now peek up between your hands, and we're not going to do what you think we're going to do. Let's bend our elbows and bring them to the ground. Dolphin pose. Let the head hang, so your head should still not be on the ground. So make sure your elbows are close enough together to make that space. Root in from elbows to fingertips. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Breathe down into the belly. Exhale, knees to the ground. Walk your hands forward. Let your forehead rest. Extended puppy pose. So find all 10 of your fingertips and press them down into the floor to engage the arms. Big stretch there. Tail is high. Heart is sinking toward the earth. And on your exhalation, press your hands into the ground, look forward, bring your forearms to the ground, lift your knees and come into Dolphin Plank. Gaze at the space between your wrists. Check in with your form in your mind's eye. Head, shoulders, hips, heels, all one line. Roll the heels to the left, lift your right arm to the sky. So we're heel and toe in the feet. Side dolphin plank. You make some circles with that right arm up in the sky, or the wrist maybe. Just give it some love if it needs a little help. A little stretch in the wrist. And then bring the forearm back to the ground. And let's roll the heels to the right. Left arm in the sky. You want to make a fist and some wrist circles, that's lovely. You can look down at the right arm or up at the left. Your choice. Just keep the neck long. Left forearm comes back to the ground. Allow your hips to sink to the earth or drop them. Sphinx pose. Elbows are right under shoulders, and we're going to pull the floor back toward us to add a little more to the back bend. Engage the tops of the feet. They don't need to press like that, but they need to be engaged. Lengthen through the crown. And turn your head a little side to side. And on your exhalation, let the elbows spin out. Let the forehead come to stacked palms. Take a breath. Feel the undulation of the breath moving through the body. On your next exhalation, we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, push the floor forward, upward dog, and roll through toes, downward dog. From your downward facing dog, now we'll peek up between the hands, step hop our foot up to standing forward bend. First two fingers to wrap around the big toe and press the toe down into the fingers. Pull up on the big toe fingers and bend your knees a little bit for sure, and then bend your elbows as much as you like to pull yourself deeper into this nice deep forward fold. Allow your head to totally hang. Thighs are parallel. Really press down with the toes, pull up with the fingers. One more breath. And now begin to sink your hips lower in line with the knees. Release the toes, tap the ground with your fingertips, and rise up into chair pose. Inhale, come up out of your edge a couple of inches. Exhale, sink down and find your edge. Inhale, rise up out of your pose a little bit, and then exhale, find your edge. Undulating up and down. One more time. Lower your hands. Don't let it be all. Two more breaths here. Let's revisit last week one more time, just because it's so fun. From here, we're nice and rooted in our left foot. Let's rise up with a straight left leg, lift the right knee. Use your hands in whatever way you need to. Let's just take that right ankle and set it above the left knee. So we're standing, right? Let's just be with it. Big balance. One more breath. Exhale, unwind, step it back into crescent, lift your arms high. So we're on the ball of that back foot. Let's launch from here. Exhale, chest toward thighs, arms reach back, root into left foot, up airplane. Broad across the collarbones, palms facing down, nice long neck. Flex that back foot, open the toes. And then on exhalation, sit next door to the left foot. Not so hard. Rock your feet back and forth. Let's reestablish that connection to earth. Tap the ground, rising up in chair. Sink a little lower. Inhale, rise up an inch or so. Exhale, a little lower. Inhale, rise a little. Be as much or as little as you like. Sink. Remember, we can always see our toes in front of our knees throughout this whole movement. Sinking. Rising. Now, hands come to heart. Pause in your nice deep edge of chair pose. Give your neck some love if you want to move your head a little bit here. One more breath. Inhale, rise, root into that right foot, left leg lift. Left ankle comes above right knee. Feel free to hold a table or a chair. Perfect. More breath. Back into crescent, reaching arm. Expand from your center. On an exhalation, let's sweep the arms back. Humble warrior. Root into that right foot. Arms, shoulders. Left thigh lift parallel to the earth. One more breath. Left foot snap to right foot. Rock your feet as you rise. Tap the ground with your fingertips. Rise in chair. Right outside of the left elbow back. Root in toward that right elbow and come into the twist. Sit your hips low. Breathe down into the back. Look at the ground, set your hands down, straighten the legs back into the fold. This time, pick up your right foot, place your whole hand underneath the right foot as much as you need to get there. Now this can be your fingertips under the toes all the way to at the wrist crease. Both left foot along. And then drum your toes into the palm. Giving the palm a little massage. You can pull up on the foot, let go of the weight of the head. One more breath. Release the right hand. Release the left hand. And find your chair. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right hand to low back. Easing into the twist. Palms come together if you like. Sit down deep. Breathe. And sit down a little deeper. Find your edge. Breathe down into the belly. Exhale, peek down at the floor. Set your hands down, straighten the legs. Root the hands, lift your right leg off the ground as if you were in an L shape. Let go of the weight of your head. So your torso can hang alongside of your left thigh as your right leg lifts in a parallel to the earth. Head, head. Smooth breath. And then on your exhalation, we'll drop that right foot to the ground, rise up. You can walk your hands up to your thigh first or sweep right up into crescent. If you ever get dizzy making those big moves from down low to up high, bring one hand over the bridge of the nose and that'll help out. So as you arrive, you might find, do those socks have grippies on the bottom? Okay, you might find a little more success if you take them off because that's why these mats are sticky. It's totally up to you. And so reaching. Now let's sweep it back. Rise it up. Well, maybe into airplane pose, maybe not. And maybe scoop your arms forward into warrior three. Maybe think about where your left hand is and reach your right hand back toward your right ankle. Maybe come up into dancer, maybe not. That was a tricky one. Good on you for trying. And then exhale, unwind, see if you can come back into warrior three. Sink your hands down, right foot down. From here, let's heel and toe our left foot over to our right hand. There's danger, I'm gonna forget everything we just did. Just letting you know. Let the left shin come down, right knee slides back. Root down into the hands, lengthen through the crown, roll the shoulders back. Big old pigeon pose sounds really good right here. Now, if you don't love this pose, you can come into it on your back or thread the needle. So when you're ready, roll the shoulders back, lengthen through the crown. Root the right hand in center, reach the left hand back, take a hold of the foot. Maybe, maybe not. Open that left shoulder, rooting into the right fingertips. Push the foot into the hand into the foot. Maybe turn your gaze back to center and maybe lift your right hand. Maybe not. Or maybe use both hands to hold that back foot. Your call. Exhaling, coming out when you're ready. We're ready. Hands root into the ground. Tuck your back toes. Let's step back to plank. How about 3 push-ups? Lowering half. Inhale, press to the top. Exhale, lower half. Press to the top. Feel free to skip these. Lower half. Press to the top. Last one. Lower down. Then upward dog. We need different music. It's too chill today. Roll the shoulders back. Look up and roll through toes. Downward facing dog. One more breath. Peeking up between the hands, step up or float up to standing forward bend. Hold your elbows for a moment. And you're gonna let your arms shift side to side. Whoops. And as you hold the elbows here, releasing any tension in the spine and the neck, soften your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, chair. Exhale, mountain. Palms come together at the heart. Check in with your intention or set it all the way in the middle of class if you haven't already. Smooth breath. Connect to breath, connect to intention. On your next exhalation, sweep the fingertips along the ground, once more chair pose, and then dive in, standing forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Fingertips to the ground, lift that left leg off the ground. Bringing the thigh to parallel to the earth. Whole torso hangs alongside of the right thigh. Crown of the head is releasing toward the earth. One more breath here. Left foot sinks to the ground. And then rise into crescent, taking your time to come up. Find your edge. Exhale, bow, humble warrior. Inhale, rise, airplane. Exhale, play with the idea of bringing your hands forward in warrior three. Lengthen the back of your neck. Now, stay here or back off or reach your left hand back toward your right ankle. Bending the knee, obviously, to get there. Take a hold. Reach, well, maybe. Reach your right arm upward. Coming into dancer. That's a big move from one pose to another. Check it out. See if it's possible. Play. Heart lifts up toward this right hand. Lift that back thigh, then play with the idea of coming back into warrior three. And back, hands toward the earth. Lunge, heel and toe the right hand over to the left. Actually, that's a right foot over to the left hand, that is. Sink that shin down, and then let this foot come around as far as it needs to be comfortable. Yeah. And then root down, rise up, stay here for a few breaths. Pick up your back knee a little bit and roll it inward just like a millimeter. Shoulders roll back, lengthen through crown. Root down, lengthen. And we'll bring our left hand to center. Right hand spins around behind. Bend the knee maybe, take a hold of the foot. Push the foot into the hand into the foot. And stay here, or use both hands to hold the foot, or, so many ors. Turn your gaze forward and lift the left hand, maybe, maybe not. Exhaling, coming out. Rooting down into the hand, stretch the front body. We're going to add here, and we'll catch up at the other side, I promise. Bring your heart forward, coming into the fold. Coming to forearms or all the way to the earth. Check in with where your knees are in space and drag them slightly toward each other. Enjoy Pigeon Pose for a few more rounds of breath. Push into your hands, lifting your torso. Shift your hip over, shift over into your right hip. Spin this left foot around to the outside of the right leg. Let that left hip sink toward the ground. Keep the whole left foot on the floor. So if it torques to the side and you can't get it to the ground, bring it to the inside of the right shin, okay? Right elbow wraps around left knee, left hand comes behind, lengthen through the crown, look over the left shoulder. Breathe down into the belly. See that same iridescent or light-filled breath flowing into your whole person, right from your center, spreading out in all directions, illuminating you from the inside out. Hands illuminated, feet illuminated, face illuminated, whole body lights up. Let go of the weight of the right leg. It might be wanting to help and it doesn't need to. One more breath. Release. Actually, come on, just go up to your table pose. And we'll bring the left foot forward. Heel and toe, left foot over to right hand. Just easing back into pigeon so we can get that nice pigeon fold here, root down. Into the arms, stretching out the whole front body. Lift up the right knee, spin it in, slightly lengthen again from pubis to collarbones to all the way to the crown of the head and make your way into the fold. Enjoy the stillness. Enjoy the stretch. Inhaling, press into the hands, lifting up, and shift over into the left hip. Spin this right foot around to the outside of the left thigh. Sink your right hip low. Turn your torso toward the right thigh. Left elbow wraps. Right arm or right hand presses into the ground. Roll the right shoulder open, open, open. Look over the right shoulder. Breathing in that illuminating breath, powering every cell of your body. One more breath here. Exhaling, release. Now, on your next exhalation, let's unwind the legs. Find your sits bones. So you can literally rock them side to side a little bit. You can move the flesh of your seat away. It all looks weird. Choose one, make it yours. Holding onto the backs of the thighs. Exhale, belly button towards spine. Lean back until you feel your core muscles engage. There it is. When you're ready, lift your feet. Reach your arms out maybe. Keep your head in line with spine. On your exhalation, straighten your legs. Inhale, draw the knees in. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, straighten. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Play with dipping a little lower on your exhalations. Maybe, maybe not. Keep your feet parted and then hold in the depth of the pose for you. Exhale, release down to the floor. I can't do that one gracefully. I see people do it. I have people cue me to do it. Lower down, super slow motion to the floor. I'm like, yeah, right. On your next exhale, rock your hips a little side to side. Draw your right knee into the chest. Plant your left heel on the floor. Hug that right knee in nice and tight. And then hold on to it with just the right hand and let the knee come out to the side. So just let it open, open, open to the right. You can give it some circles here if you like. Squeezing in a little bit. And then we'll shift left hand to right knee and draw that right knee across the body. Right arm comes out along the ground at shoulder height. And we can turn our gaze to look out over that right arm. Shifting your right sits bone to reach it towards the left heel. Right sits bone towards left heel. Stretches out that right side body a little deeper. Play with that, see how that feels. Breathing down into the belly. On your exhalation, begin to roll back, but slide the left foot up to catch your right ankle on the left knee. Reach through the legs to hold on to the front of the shin or the back of the thigh or thread the needle. So this is that alternative to Pigeon Pose. If you don't love Pigeon Pose, you get a lot of the same benefits here. And again, it reiterates that figure 4 as well. Once we get here, sink the shoulders down, lengthen the back of the neck, pull down on the leg as far as feels good, finding your edge. And think about lifting the right knee away from the body a little bit to square it off. Pull it in, find your edge, breathe. On your exhalation, left foot comes to the ground. We'll send both legs out along the ground and the arms overhead, stretch it out in both directions. Reach out through the toes, reach out through the fingers. And then we'll gather that left knee into the chest, wrapping the arms or the hands around the front of that knee. Give it a squeeze. And then left hand holds onto left knee and we'll open it out to the side. Maybe some circles here, maybe not. Just notice what's here for you. And then right hand to left knee, drawing the left knee across the body, gazing over the left arm. And then check in. Where's your left sits bone? Where's your right heel? See if you can draw them slightly toward each other in space. Sinking the shoulders away from the jaw, gazing over the left arm. Breathe down into the belly. On your next exhale, let's begin to slide that right foot up as the left ankle falls upon the left knee. Reach through the legs, lifting the right foot off the ground, holding on, thread the needle. You can rock your weight a little side to side here if you like, or pull back on the shin. Flex the feet, open the toes, and lift that left knee. Be with the stretch. Gather in a smooth, deep breath. Sigh it out through the mouth. Let the right foot come back to the floor. Left foot come back to the floor. Heel and toe your feet apart to the long edges of the mat. And drop the knees side to side. Stop anywhere along the way that feels good. Stay for a pause or an extra stretch. Maybe next time your knees go over to the left, reach out through the right knee, really stretching the top side body. Maybe the next time the knees come over to the right, stretch out through the left knee, stretching out the top side body. Couple more here. And then begin to make your way back into that big starfish shape from the beginning, our Shavasana for today. Begin to see the breath pouring into your body from everywhere, as if you could receive it through your cells, receive it through your fingertips, through your face, everywhere. See the breath flowing in, expanding, flowing out, softening. Just receive and receive and receive all the nourishment, all the goodness, all the energy you need. Then begin to soften, relaxing shoulders, relaxing hips. Surrender, softening face, the fingers, the toes, and everything in between. Surrender now completely. On your next inhalation, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Draw the knees in toward the chest and just rock the knees side to side. And as your knees move toward the right, allow them to bring you to your right side, pausing for a breath here on your right side. And then gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated position, eyes closed, hands open, receiving, or face down for calming. Notice how you feel now. Notice your breath. Really notice the feelings, the sensations in your body. Draw in a deep breath. Exhale, chin toward chest. Ease, eyes open. Inhale, arms and gaze up. Exhale, gathering your hands to your heart as we bow together and say namaste.